Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. Coming to you today with our Black Community Empowerment video. I am also happy to announce to a lot of you that I'll actually be doing professional videos here shortly, and my cameraman is David Miller. He'll be the one that will be producing the video for me and editing the video. All right, but I definitely want to announce to you the Black Community Empowerment Group. I want to present that to you. Come join us. We're about empowering our people. Okay, it's not negativity that's going on in the Black Community Empowerment Group. All right, we're about advancing our mindset. We're about taking care of our health. We're about taking care of our finances. And we're also about addressing the issues that are relevant to us as a people. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's so sad that when you start talking about, Black power, or you start talking about Black economics, you start talking about us buying Black, good morning, sister. You start talking about us having our own businesses, and us having our own products, and us patenting our own inventions. When you start talking about building up a community, it's so sad that even some of our own people have been brainwashed to believe that that's talking about division. And that's sad. That's sad that we don't understand that what we're doing is empowering our own people. Because why will we look to our oppressor to empower us? And when I say oppressor, I'm talking about those who do not believe that are Caucasian, that we deserve to be in a good state of being, educational wise, financial wise, and health wise. How many times have we leaned on people within the Caucasian community that have promised us things before they got into presidency, and when they get into presidency, they act like they never said the things that they said? This is the reason why we have to take care of ourselves, because first and foremost, no one else is going to take care of us but us. That's a proven fact. That is just simply a fact, brothers and sisters. It's not to cause division. As soon as somebody starts talking about, banking Black, first of all, the reason why we talk about banking Black is because of redlining. This is the reason why we're talking about this. Check the post on my page on the Black Community Empowerment about the lawsuit against the bank, because they strategically set it up to where melanated people cannot get loans. Just because it's not happening to you, brothers and sisters, in your communities, you have that mindset that it's not happening to you, and that's sad. That's sad that you think because you didn't grow up in that environment, it's not affecting me, so it doesn't exist anymore. Listen, if it happens to your brother and your sister, it's happening to you too. But you want to talk about division. That type of mentality right there is division within itself. Because if you think because your last name is Brown and Jones and Williams, that's not my family, you know what? That very statement that you made shows that we need a change of heart and a change of mind, and that slave mindset still exists today. This is the reason why Black community empowerment exists. This is the reason why Black lives matter. Because if we were being treated like human beings, if we weren't being slaved in the streets, all right, and I'm not talking about, all right, somebody who's defending themselves and then they shoot a melanated person. No, I'm talking about them being profiled and actually being murdered just for them being melanated. Okay? This is what we're talking about. And a lot of you brothers and sisters are missing it. You want to start talking about Black on Black crimes in communities. We're not killing each other because we're Black. That's the difference. We're not the one that set up colonialism. We're not the ones that snatched away our own language and our culture. That doesn't make any sense. Did we do that to ourselves? No, we did not. When we came over here, we did not come over here on an equal plane. All right? This is colonialism. This is what we're talking about. The reason why we got to fight so hard in this country, because we were never brought over here to enjoy the liberties of this system. We were a part of the system. You know what we were? We were stock. Why can't some of you deal with that? Why can't some of you deal with the fact that some of our brothers and sisters in their communities, like in Detroit, Michigan, are not getting proper money and funding for their education? Why can't some of you deal with that? Why can't some of you deal with some of our brothers and sisters have college degrees and they're being discriminated against? Why can't some of you deal with that? Oh, I know, I forgot. Because it's not happening to you, right? Because you grew up in a community where you and some Caucasian people get along, right? So that means it's not happening no more. And this is the mindset that we, brothers and sisters, have to get rid of. We have to get rid of this mindset that because it's not happening in our community, that it's not happening nowhere else. This is the way some of our people talk. And then you got Caucasian people that want to come on Black Lives Matter. And then what makes me sad is that you have melanated people that caveat with what they're saying about, well, what if we said if white lives matter? The reason why we have black banks is because we're going to look out for the well-being of our own people. This is the reason why we're telling you this. This is the reason why we're telling you to bank black. Because when you go to a black bank, they're not going to look at what zip code and area that you live in and won't refuse you the financial support that you need to start a business. Because a black-owned bank has your best interest at heart. They want to see you establish a business. And you still need to get your credit straight, first of all. They're not just going to give you a loan either just because you melanated. You need to understand that. They're going to help you get to where you need to be. I'm not just talking to you. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you that I'm not just talking. You see this right here? You see what I have? I'm not just talking it, brothers and sisters. I'm walking it. You see what that say? One United Bank. One United Bank. I'm not just talking. I don't just talk it. I don't just sit up there and complain about what a European person is doing to me and I don't do nothing about it. Why are you still voting? Help me to understand this. Please help me to understand. I understand that our forefathers died for us to vote. I understand that. But what's the purpose of voting for somebody who does not have your best interest at heart? And the only thing that they're doing is just talking to get your vote. And for those of you who don't believe that your vote counts, that don't make no sense. I want you to pay attention to me for one moment and listen to me very closely. When we weren't able to vote, did the white man come into our neighborhood to solicit our vote? I know, and a hush come over the crowd. Because you know why they didn't come into our neighborhoods when we couldn't vote? It's common sense. Because our vote did not count. Because we could not legally vote. I want some of you to understand this. They pimp us for our votes. They come into our communities and they pimp us for our votes. They give us all these false securities about what they're going to do. And then when they get in office, they don't do nothing for you. Listen and understand me. Just because you vote for somebody because they talk good does not mean that when they get in their seat that they're going to do what they said. This is what a lot of us fail to realize. I'm fortunate to be in Broward County, where a lot of the sheriffs here are actually from this community. and even the commissioners are from the community. Okay, for our county. All right. So I'm fortunate to be in a county where a majority of the police officers are melanated just like us. They look just like us and they're from our neighborhood. But guess what? Some of our people are not as fortunate as us. And guess what? They're being oppressed by the system. This is a reality, brothers and sisters. And some of us just want to talk about the sun shining. People want to talk about kumbaya, my Lord, and let us pray. We've been praying for years, and we're still being oppressed. We got to take action. Martin Luther King didn't just pray. He boycotted. Listen to me. The art of war does not have to always consist of violence. Ask Martin Luther King and ask Marcus Garvey. Martin Luther King fought with his mind. Marcus Garvey fought with his mind. They didn't lift one hand against their oppressor in a violent manner. But you know what they did? They educated the people. They even told them to have black-owned businesses. This Martin Luther King own words. To go to black banks before he was murdered. Marcus Garvey, the same thing. Elisha Muhammad, the same thing. And we're not talking about religion here. Because a lot of us, we get so caught up in religion that we forget about reality. And the reality is that we need to bind together. I encourage you to get with a black bank. Listen to me closely. You can go online. You can Google black banks. You can get you a black bank. Listen, if you got to make a withdrawal from an account, get you a checkbook. That's all you got to do. If you have to pay something in a large amount, okay, where you can't withdraw from a teller and that bank is a good distance, I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, all right, what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you setting it up to where you are still, that you are still going to be able to bank with a black bank. The bank that I bank with is in Miami. One United is 30 minutes away from me. And I still have my black bank card. I still have a One United card. You know what I do? I just get a checkbook and I write a check out to the business. It's just that simple. If it's a large deposit, write a check. Get you a checkbook. That's all you got to do. And remember, you could go online. Remember, also they have, you know, I'm trying to get the word here. Just work with me 1 minute. They have the tellers that you can talk to, you know, via the phone, and you can talk to a live teller to be able to handle your business. Okay? It's time to do something about it. Listen, I understand that we have been born into a European system. I got it. I understand. I understand that we don't have car dealerships. A lot of us don't have, you know, retail stores or everything in it black. I understand the grocery stores. Some of us don't. We don't all have black-owned grocery stores. I understand that. I got that. The only thing I'm telling you to do is do what you can do, because I'm a realist. Do what you can do, because in order for this to be a melanated, dominated governmental system, we will have to be born in the motherland. And guess what? Even certain parts in the motherland, the British and the French came in there and they established colonialism in certain parts of the motherland as well. So not every part of the motherland is even all melanated people. Look at what the Haitians speak. Don't they speak French? That's not our language. That's not our native tongue. Okay, I'm talking English. We're talking English. That's not our native tongue. So we have to deal with the fact that we are in a European dominated system, and we need to come up with a system that is able to protect us while we're in this country. That's just the bottom line. Leaving this country doesn't mean a thing. You know why? Because your brothers and your sisters are still living in this system and being oppressed. So why would you abandon the battlefield and run? What if Malcolm X ran? What if Marcus Garvey ran? What if Elijah Muhammad ran? What if Farrakhan ran? What if Martin Luther King ran? What if Nat Turner ran? What if Toussaint Louverture ran? What if Nat Turner ran? We got to learn how to fight, man. And we got to learn how to fight with our minds, and we got to stop running. Running away from the facts, running away from the reality is that we are being oppressed systematically, and that's the bottom line. You don't want to deal with it, but it's a reality. Why do you think the people in Detroit are crying out? Why do you think the people in Chicago are crying out? Why do you think the people in California and Watts and Compton and all these areas like that are crying out? Why do you think the people in Rosewood was crying out for justice? You know why? Because their 14th Amendment has been violated. Section number 1 in the 14th Amendment tells you as a citizen that you being born in this country and being naturalized have the right for the laws of this land to protect you. And also for you not to be murdered or to be killed unlawfully. Check your 5th Amendment. Look into it a little bit more. You're considered to be a citizen of this country, and what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Black Wall Street? What happened in Durham? What happened in Rosewood? What happened? We're never bothering them, but they're always bothering us. But then you want us to be quiet. You don't want us to say nothing. You want us to ignore what Trump said about, oh, well, what do you have to lose as black people? You want us to ignore the fact that majority of his cabinet is linked to the Ku Klux Klan. But you want to talk about God all the time. You don't want to face reality. You always want to quote some Bible verses in scripture and want to talk about that type of stuff. But you don't want to face reality that people are being oppressed and they're being discriminated against, and they don't care nothing about no Bible. They don't care nothing about you calling on Jesus. They don't care nothing about you saying Allah. They don't care nothing about you saying Yeshua or Yahweh Shai or whatever else name that you want. They don't care nothing about that. This battle was won by fighting. Period. People were still being lynched. People were still being burned at the stake. These same people were in their churches being bombed. So you can talk all day long, all you want to, about praying, about fasting, and oh, we need to pray. Did that stop them from being killed? They was praying too. Did that stop that from being burned? Did that stop them from being lynched? Did that stop their stores and their neighborhoods from gentrification happening? Did that stop genocide from happening? We've been praying for years. No, we need to address the issue. Stop voting for these bigots that's getting in these offices. And stop voting for these sellout melanated people that just are working for, a white man and just looking for him to bless them and accept them. And they want to speak like them. They want to talk like them. They want to dress like them. And they're ashamed of being black. And they get in these political positions and they don't do nothing for our people because they're so concerned about being killed. They're so concerned about the white man not liking them. I'm going to tell you the way it is. I'm going to say it the way it is. A lot of you don't want to face reality that you've been on your knees for a long time and no salvation has come yet. Oh, you think because it's not as bad as it used to be during the time of Martin Luther King, all right, that it don't exist anymore. And if you think that, you blind. You need to wake up. Because if you don't fight, if you don't come from behind that pulpit, if you don't, excuse me, from behind that podium, if you don't come out that pulpit, if you don't come out those church doors, and if you don't establish programs for your people, I guarantee you, hear me well, I guarantee you, you still going to be in the position of praying, ain't nothing going to happen. Faith without works is dead. Isn't that what your Bible say that you read? Faith without works is dead. What are you going to do with your hands? You've been looking to the sky long enough. Put in some work in your community. Come up with some programs. All you educated people that got these degrees and you know how to get grants and how to get the support, do something about it. You've been hooking Messiah and speaking in tongues and praying to this God long enough. Get up off of your knees and fight. Come from behind those mics and do something. Stop being so scared to fight. Stop being so scared about what's going to happen to you. And learn how to fight. I guarantee you, your child is not learning about George Washington Carver. I guarantee they're teaching them about George Washington. I guarantee you they're teaching your children about Benjamin Franklin and not teaching them about Benjamin Banneker. I guarantee you they're learning about Napoleon, but they're not learning about Hannibal. I guarantee you they're not teaching your children anything about anybody that is not a slave. I guarantee you that you check the curriculum in the schools that your children go to and they're not teaching them about their people. So what are you doing about it, parent? What are you doing about it, mom? What are you doing about it, dad? What are you doing about it, elders? What are you doing about it, brothers and sisters? Are you going to keep being a fool and allowing these people to deceive you with their lies? We need to wake up. We need to come out of our slumber. Peace and blessings.